Welcome back. You know I love it. Political panel time. Matt Whitlock, Republican strategist. Hannah Muldavin, Deputy Communications Director at the DNC. So I had David Crowley on the program last Friday. We had asked for Francesca Hong to be on for a week and a half. She turned us down. The results are the results, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just going to tell you that one was on, one was not. The one who was on won. Never mind. I want to play what David Crowley told me Friday when I said, look, the polls show you're down. What are you going to do? Listen.
Well, the one thing that we know about the polls out there is that not all of it is actually accurate. But at the end of the day, people are looking for electability. And when they look at my record, when they look at my experience being an executive and how we've brought Democrats, Republicans, and independents, especially those who are exhausted by MAGA, to the table, they're looking at this campaign.
And just enough did, Hannah.
Yes, I think what you saw last night across the board, both in Wisconsin, but also in the other states with the primary, is that Democrats have momentum. The number of Democrats that turned out more than Republicans last night was 300,000. That's a lot of Democrats showing up to vote. And I think we saw some discrepancy in the polls because even the pollsters were surprised that many people turned out.
Right. Didn't know what the modeling should be based on turnout that would be in a previous election lower than actually showed up. That's one of the great variables that pollsters always struggle with. Matt?
Well, and it's not surprising that Francesca Hong turned you down, because I think what killed her momentum was people getting to know her better and her getting so much media where she had to explain exhaustively that
Halloween.
She doesn't hate Thanksgiving. But I think Republicans are going to treat David Crowley as just another Democrat
But
socialist.
clearly this is a different dynamic in
different
that race.
dynamic, and I do think he ran a good race.
And look, he's Milwaukee County executive. That is not an insignificant position in Wisconsin politics. He's clearly successful and has something going for him, which will be different from Tom Tiffany than Francesca Hong would have been member of the state assembly.
But one challenge Crowley has is he dropped out of the race about 6 weeks ago because he was in fourth place.
And
so he's got a lot of people to try and bring back together. Tiffany feels like he's got a little momentum, even though he doesn't get to face the communist who hates Thanksgiving. That would have maybe been an easier race for him. He still feels like he's got ammunition to use against Crowley.
I want to talk about a Politico poll that they released today, and they talked to people about what's most on their mind. Not surprisingly, 54% said cost of living. Interestingly, you can pull that up on the graphics, ladies and gentlemen, in the control room, of non-MAGA Trump voters. This is the second one, control room. Non-MAGA Trump voters. So the non-heart attached ones. 41% said cost of living was a failure of the Trump administration. 28% the economy was a failure. Only 14% said cost of living was a success for Trump. 11% said the economy was a success. So these are the ones that are maybe up for grabs. Warning sign?
Definitely a warning sign. It means Republicans have their work cut out for them, which is twofold. One, try and make a case for things they've done that could set a tone for future economic success and a better sort of, living situation for people. But also the fact that a number of these Democrat candidates have ideas that might make things actually worse for them. It is a tough sell, but Republicans, have a lot of work to do between now and November.
Your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree with Matt that Republicans should be really nervous about this. All of these polls, along with Donald Trump's approval rating, which is very, very low, mean that it's going to be a tough map for Republicans. But let's not forget why we're in this situation. It's because of Donald Trump and Republican policies, the war in Iran, which has caused gas prices to spike. We're looking at even the jobs numbers from last month, where the economy lost 23,000 jobs. This is from the president that's supposed to be a job creator, right? We're not seeing a good economy, and people are feeling it in their pocketbooks.
And inflation, not catastrophic, but persistent.
And we're not looking
to get any better. So the White House tries to put a very good face on that.
Yeah, and of course they will. We should expect them to. But I think people are voting for Democrats, and we see really strong momentum for Democrats because they're really dissatisfied with Republicans and know we have a plan.
Hannah, you're going to get the last word because I know you want to jump in on this. The coming Democratic schedule for 2028 is on your mind. Tell my audience why.
Yeah, right now the DNC membership is going to vote on a full slate for the new primary calendar. And we're really excited about this because, one, we think we can win the White House with it. It really battle tests our nominees, starting with South Carolina, Nevada, and New Hampshire. And we think it really represents the diversity of our party, which is important for people who might have felt like their voice is left behind. We think we'll hear from all different parts of the country through this in each region, and we're excited for all of the people who are going to run in 2028 to start talking to voters.
Better check with New Hampshire. They'll always have a say on this because they have a law and always a very formidable Secretary of State who wants to enforce that law that New Hampshire must go first, regardless of what either major party says. Hannah Muldavin, Matt Whitlock, appreciate your time. Thank you so very much. Quick reminder, the Takeout is Available as a podcast, I'm so happy that's true, on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, and everywhere else. You can find each show there and our long-form interviews, of which we do many, like with Tad Devine.